What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel as well as on Twitch, so make sure you come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name After Sound. And I do have a new song out recently called Don't Forget About Me, the Supernova version. So check it out. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate the support. All right, guys, let's talk about vouchers and this new promo card, because I don't know what it is. And I don't know how it even happened, but vouchers seem to be the most resilient token in the Splinterlands ecosystem now. Now, you know that I have always hated on vouchers. I've never been a fan. I mean, maybe in the beginning it made sense, but then they just got printed into oblivion. They got given to the node licenses. It just became this thing where it was directionless for a while. Now, I feel as though once Mana Warden came out last year, once the DAO decided not to just completely get rid of vouchers, but to have the team create this quarterly promo card, with Mana Warden being the first one, we have seen a steady rise in, I guess, price, right? And obviously utility has been streamlined, and it's been a good, solid thing. And that's the crazy part. I mean, Bitcoin dipped below, I think it was down to like 76,000 earlier today. Ethereum, I think, actually went below 1,500, which is wild. And obviously SPS has kind of been in the same range. DEC has been up and down, but vouchers have stayed above 2 cents. This is wild to me. And I know vouchers probably got a little bit higher earlier, obviously, once the card came out, which was mid-March, I believe. So we're not quite at 1 month yet. And I do expect, let me just put it this way, I do expect the price to come down over time, but the fact that it is still over 2 cents is wild to me. And just the simple fact that, we're now back over 14 million, but just barely, right? 14 million and 44,000 vouchers means that this Keelan Gaines card is very, very popular. Now, unfortunately, Splinter Card still does not have the printing and distribution information. I can check it one more time while we're here just to make sure. But you can see, promo and rare. It is nowhere in there. And I wonder, actually, hold on. Let's see if we can just do everything, and if I can type in like gains. No, okay, so it's just not there at all. So we don't know how many have been printed in total to really get the full voucher impact. Hopefully that gets added in, or hopefully the team can start to add this in on the website rather than us having to go to a third party. But as you can see here, as it stands right now, in terms of regular foil, there's 3,176 or 3,176 total cards, right? So this is not BCX printed, but total cards, including everything that's been combined, that is currently out there. And again, I'm comparing it to the other Rebellion rare promos, right? So there's actually quite a few of them. And it's at the bottom of the barrel right now, but that's simply because it's still in print, right? So people are just trying to offload. But you can see from a print, again, not a BCX printed, but just like a total card perspective, it's significantly higher than all of its peers, which again just goes to show that I think a decent amount have been printed. That kind of corroborates the fact that vouchers, or the voucher supply, has been low. Like, we were close to 16 million. We were at like 15.9 million. Then we dropped 2 million vouchers right away, right, to 13.9. And the fact that we're just above 14 million when we print 40,000 per day is, I don't know, to me that just goes to show that like we're burning them as they go, right? So as people are getting them, they may not be buying vouchers, so we haven't seen voucher prices skyrocket, but people aren't necessarily selling vouchers either. They're just receiving whatever they get and then going and buying the cards, right? Keelan Gaines. So the only card that there's more of is Henchling Enforcer, and this was part of the Bitcoin halving promo that happened in 2024. But on the whole, I would say that this has been actually a very successful move that the DAO has gotten behind, right? Again, I actually was kind of on the fence. I wouldn't have minded if we had gotten rid of vouchers completely. And I was not necessarily, I mean, I don't even remember where my head was at. I was in favor of either one, right? We either get rid of vouchers completely, or I thought, I think shout out to People's Guild. They're the ones that suggested this, just so that we didn't, lose everything that vouchers had brought to the ecosystem. And so far, so good, in my opinion, right? The fact that like vouchers are having this utility, it's streamlined, it's easy. The team is doing a fantastic job of giving us cards that are worthwhile. I mean, I had my issues with Mana Warden. Obviously, there were some issues with the voucher DEC LP liquidity pool when it first came about, but we seem to have recovered from that. We're over 6 months into this now. We're in our third card, and vouchers have gone up, right? This is like a 3x from the voucher low, right? Which is like 0.0 or 0.7 or 0.6 cents, right? And so now we're at 2 cents. We're sometimes above 2 cents, right? It's kind of fluctuating around. I cannot wait to see what we get in June. So obviously we're going to have the Conclave Arcana, cards that come into the mix probably sometime before then. But sometime in June, we should get our next quarterly card. And if it's the first kind of Conclave Arcana promo card outside of, what comes with the launch, that should make things really interesting too. The cards like Ulfgar was fantastic. I really love playing with that card. Even though I don't have it, I love playing with it whenever I do like challenges or training or any kind of ghost card tournaments. Keeling Gates is something that I have not had a chance to play with, but obviously it looks like a very fun card. So just all in all, I think the team is doing a fantastic job of giving this value to Vouchers, giving this utility to Vouchers. And ultimately, like it's become one of the most resilient tokens in this ecosystem, which just goes to show, once again, in my opinion, that a lot of things are headed in the right direction. I mean, and for a long time that wasn't the case, but we're seeing DEC get back up and closer to peg. We're seeing, not that much available in markets and pools. We're seeing Vouchers doing well. Obviously, SPS is going to be the last major factor, but SPS is going to be something where we are going to either need to see indirect demand or direct demand come in. Now, we have two opportunities for that, but that's outside the scope of this video, so I don't want to dig too far into it. But indirect demand is going to be through, obviously, the SPS flywheel and the team or players buying, and direct demand will be from players actually coming in. But all in all, ecosystem's looking fantastic. Vouchers have been the most resilient, right? Just among any other token, which has been wild. So I'm happy to see that. As somebody who's complained about Vouchers a lot, I want to make sure that I'm coming in and actually giving them their due, giving the credit where it's due, and recognizing when Vouchers are actually doing quite well. So Matt came in, like a year and a half ago, saying he wanted to make Vouchers scarce again. I would say that we're not quite doing that specifically in terms of like making them scarce, but we're having the same kind of unintended effects of making them valuable, making them something that people want. And until we get, the reason I say they're not scarce is because I would love to see us get below like 10 million, for example. But I do think there are a lot of people out there that just keep throwing them into the LPs. So, until and unless we get a bunch of new players coming in that want to burn through more than the allotted amount, right? Which is usually like 3.6 million vouchers per card if we're doing like a quarterly cycle. Until and unless we start burning through more than that, which we have not done yet, then obviously vouchers will continue to be inflationary. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.